Hi, Dan Overlatz with Alaska Alpine Adventures here. Today we're going to talk about waterproof compression stuff sacks. These are two items that are mandatory on the gear list for taking an Alaska Alpine Adventures trip. And we're going to talk about what a waterproof compression stuff sack is, why you need to bring it, and then eventually we'll talk about what size you need to bring. Okay? What is a waterproof compression stuff sack? It's essentially just a standard stuff sack, okay? But it is also important because it has a waterproof breathable membrane, and then it has a compression lid that takes what would be the size of a normal stuff sack and cuts it in half. All right? Why do we bring waterproof compression stuff sacks on our trip, and why do we require them? Well, they provide an additional layer of protection for your really important stuff, namely your sleeping bag and your camp clothes and your additional clothing items. All right, and that's precisely why. You know, you're on a river trip, you're on a backpacking trip. Alaska can be inclement and you can get wet, and the last thing we want to have happen is have your sleeping bag get soaked or any of your camp layers get soaked, right? So worst case scenario, your entire body and your entire pack gets wet. You know that your sleeping bag is going to be dry in addition to your camp layers that you can get into. So they provide a level of safety that is really important when you're traveling in the backcountry of Alaska. How do we stuff a waterproof compression stuff sack? Quite easy. We're just going to go through the paces right here. Basically, you want to leave about this much real estate in the top of your bag, and that will allow you to fold these two plastic reinforced portions of the collar together, and you want to get 3 rolls. And then most of them, these are the Sea to Summit bags. These, in our opinion, are the nicest ones to purchase. They have a nice Fastex buckle, and then when you want to close this, you want to make certain that these straps are loosened. Square the lid on top of the bag, okay? Make certain all of your straps are straight. And then I'll just do a really quick cinch across each of the straps, make sure they're not twisted. And then I'll put it on a hard surface, whether it's, you know, my sleeping pad inside the tent, or if I'm outside the tent, you know, I'll find a rock, or even Mother Earth works just fine. And then work your way around, kind of pressing down on the bag. This helps purge the air out. And as you'll see, as we work our way around, the compression element of this bag takes what was a sleeping bag in a standard stuff sack and cuts that volume, literally cuts that volume in half. All right, and this is my sleeping bag for any backpacking trip that I'm going to do in Alaska. The other waterproof compression stuff sack that you're going to bring is for your camp layers and your additional clothing items. And that includes your camp tops and bottoms, right? Your warm layers, your socks, including your sacred socks, okay? Underwear, and your puffy jacket. And any additional clothing items that you have are gonna go in this second waterproof compression stuff sack. And so now we've got basically the 2 waterproof compression stuff sacks that are on the gear list are loaded, and you can see the size difference. Again, now you may have a sleeping bag that is bigger, maybe a 0-degree bag that is more bulky than this sleeping bag, which is a 45-degree bag. This is what I bring on my backpacking trips. You may have a larger bag, and that's fine. You're just going to need a larger waterproof compression stuff sack to fit it, right? This is one of the common questions. What size waterproof compression stuff sack do I need to bring? It really depends on how big and bulky the stuff you're going to bring. So what we encourage you to do is bring your stuff, bring your sleeping bag, bring your extra layers, everything that's on the gear list that you're going to bring on the trip. Just bring it to your local outdoor store, or you can test drive yourself in the store, you know, the size that's going to fit your stuff the best, okay? And that's really important. So hopefully this provides some clarification for why we bring these particular items, and we look forward to seeing you in Alaska soon. Take care and enjoy the preparation and anticipation.